Capricornies. Welcome, Capricorns, to your March reading. Interestingly, Spirits told me to go back to these cards for you, my lovely Caps. So, Capricorns are Earth sign, and you're also cardinal sign. So you, the initiators, can be arrogant, active, enthusiastic people. Yeah. I've gone ahead and cleansed the space already, and I've meditated on your cards and asked Spirit to tell me all you need to know, like my lovely Capricorns, for the month of March 2023. So let's just go ahead and get cracking. Amazing. 20 is the Judgment card. 10 of Pentacles reversed. 9 of Wands reversed. 7 of Wands reversed. 9 of Swords reversed. Interesting. So many reversals. And 6 of Wands back to upright. Okay, very interesting. All right, so I want to start with, well, I want to start at the start with our lovely number 20 Judgment card. So 20 in numerology would break down to 2 plus 0, so it would be a 2. So 2s are all about partnership and collaboration. It can be sort of like in a love sense, but not necessarily. Just two people working together towards an end goal. It can sometimes indicate duality also. So like trying to align or balance the different disparate parts of ourselves. Yeah. So the Judgment card, when we see it here in the upright, is warning us not to be too judgmental, my lovely Capricorn. Not to have too fixed and rigid a view of the situation, yeah? So it's often appealing to our better nature as to not to fly off the handle and not to react, to respond, to not just go, oh, that's outrageous, how dare you, and that be it. To think, oh, okay, but maybe they did it because of this, or maybe they were impacted by this, or maybe what I did wasn't always perfect, you know? So yeah, the Judgment card in March for Capricorn is telling me that you need to balance your fiery, practical, go-getting side with your kind of more sensible, reasoned response, yeah? You know, cardinal sign do have a lot of energy and a lot of will, and sometimes the Judgment card is telling us don't always bulldoze into getting what you want, because actually by tempering it with the desires of others, you can actually sometimes get to a place that you would never have considered, but that is actually more positive for both you and them. So that would be my advice with regards to the Judgment card, my lovely, lovely Capricornios. So we've got the 10 of Pentacles up there. It's the only Pentacle card that you have. And so for you, as an Earth sign, this is probably representing you more than the rest of the cards would be. So when we have the 10 of Pentacles in the reverse position, it's all about, oh gosh, if I can get it. So it's kind of warning you not to be too, like arrogant with your possessions and with what you have. So we know that you are as Earth signs, you know, you are very capable, and you can easily have your, you know, your kind of basic needs for food and water and shelter and clothing covered, and then some. You know, you're very determined and hardworking as a Capricorn. So sometimes you can, well, it's one of two things when we have the 10 of Pentacles in reverse. It's either sometimes you can be a little arrogant about that fact and forget that it's not like that for everybody. And so it's this idea of like, someone might come to you needing help or needing money, and you just being a bit like, ugh, like, come on, like, why are you asking me? How dare you? Why don't you get a job? It's that kind of idea of like, you know, when if you see a beggar or a homeless person, it's that hoity like non-understanding, non-compassionate response of, oh, just get a job like the rest of us. It can have that kind of energy when we see the Ten of Pentacles in reversed. Or alternatively, it can have you're so comfortable that you've become a couch potato and you're now stagnating and missing opportunities and kind of getting a bit fat, and with the comfort and leisure comes sort of weak-mindedness and that kind of idea of like, well, everything's covered, so I'm just watching TV all day. And actually, how healthy is that for our bodies and for our mind and for the world? It's not very. So yeah, just beware of that, Capricorn, I would say, in March. It can sometimes indicate an inheritance, the Ten of Pentacles, but in this reverse position, I'd say it's probably more likely to be warning you not to be too arrogant about your own possessions and be a bit more understanding of other people's situations. So we've got a lot of wands going on here. So I think you're going to have maybe a March that is focusing on career. We've got the 9 of Wands, the 7 of Wands, and the 6 of Wands. So I'm going to start with your reversals because I feel like they are probably the most important here. So 9 of Wands in the reversed is, well, 9 of Wands in general is about the fiery side of like one's mission. So it's that idea of like having courage and strength and going out there on your quest and winning and coming back with the conquest. You know, it's like, let me see what this one actually looks like, the tarot, the fantasy deck. Yeah, it's not really very representative, so I won't go into that. But yeah, so it's about the conquest and going out there and achieving when we see the 9 of Wands, yeah? But when it's reversed, it's maybe saying that this path or this quest isn't going to yield, potentially. And it's maybe an idea to cut your losses and get out before you throw good money after bad kind of thing. It's the kind of you're fighting a losing battle card when we see the 9 of Wands reversed, yeah? So if you can pop in the comments if that resonates with you, my lovely Capricorn. So is there maybe a job opportunity or a money-making scheme that you are kind of midway through and you're starting to lose confidence? If you are, that the 9 of Wands reverse would suggest you're right. You know, it is time to call it a day with that one. And when we see 7 of Wands, also reverse, so that's really interesting. It's all about not quite knowing what's next step to take, yeah? So again, these two are very much linked, I'd say. So it's a time of like confusion and uncertainty. You don't know how to challenge this problem or how to accomplish your objective. And it's sapping your drive and your willpower, because of course if we don't know, if we're not confident and charging forward, we are wasting energy, kind of like treading water or spinning our wheels. So I feel like you might be having a bit of that in March, my lovely Capricorns. But with the 9 of Wands, I would say your intuition that it's not quite right and your uncertainty and delay and sort of wanting to reassess is right. Trust that intuition, because the 9 of Wands reversed is telling you that, yeah, it's probably better off out of this one. If you can still pull it back and remove yourself from it, it's probably a good idea, yeah? Shall I go Wands or jump to go straight to Swords? I think I will continue on with the Wands, actually, since we're all here. So 6 of Wands upright is about victory and success, recognition, satisfaction. I actually refer to it as the victory card. But we obviously have to take it in combination with these two, yeah? So this one's upright. So it means that you've faced a challenge and you've won the fight, and you are, you know, reaping the rewards, and you deserve all the accolades that you receive. It's about success and good fortune in the 6 of Wands upright, yeah? But I would say, because it's coming on the back of these two, this is after you have gotten yourself out of the pickle, the little bit of a pickle that you're in, and reevaluated and come up with a different, maybe it's not, you know, brand new, but maybe it's just a tweaking of these two. I'd say it's probably more likely to be that it's just a tweak that was needed, and there was something going awry. Potentially, you know, not potentially what's delaying these or causing the problem is that you're not quite coming at it from a place of compassion for others and kind of like an acknowledgement of what people need and how your actual venture is serving others. You know, I think you might have lost sight of that part of it, and that's meaning that it's not quite hitting the mark. We also have finally the Nine of Swords reversed. So the Nine of Swords is quite a dark card. As you can see from this, it's looking like despair, isn't it? You know, this person's kind of looks like they're locked up. They've got no shoes on. They look cold. They're in a sad, isolated state. So the Nine of Swords is about fear and grief, shame and negativity and worry. So when we see it in the reversed, it means it's like the end of despair and crisis. Yeah, so this is actually much better in the reverse than it is upright. So you're coming out of this worry and fear and loss, and you've determined the root of this crisis, and you're ready to face it now, and you've stopped feeling sorry for yourself, or you're getting the professional help, or you've found the solution, or you've at least you know what's going wrong and that there is a way to resolve it. Yeah, so this all in all is very much like a very storytelling one, yours, Capricorn. It's really nice the way it kind of, yeah, it makes complete sense to me. So yeah, I would say don't forge forward at this time, because you know your intuition itself is telling you there's something not quite right, and think about where your own judgments or arrogance or lack of understanding of other situations could be causing that, and I think you're going to end up having a really successful outcome eventually. Thank you so much, Capricorns. Pop your comments in the comments and I will write back. Thank you so much. Bye bye.